So pretty much Valentine's Day is coming up around the corner. So if you guys are single on Valentine's Day, definitely stay tuned into this video and I will share my little pieces of advice for you. My name is Kirsten. So, like I mentioned in the very beginning of this video, as you guys already know, Valentine's Day is coming up around the corner, and since of course this has been on my mind for quite some time now, I kind of figured I would share with you guys some interesting things you could think about during Valentine's Day if you guys are of course single. So whether or not you guys love Valentine's Day, you absolutely hate it, or in some case scenarios, if you guys don't actually give a shit, I'm gonna actually provide some interesting perspective to think about when it comes to Valentine's Day. With something I learned when I was in high school, I figured, you know what, may as well go ahead and tackle on this subject and share my little perspective on this whole situation. Also, in case if you guys were not wondering already, I am just in my little front room for today, so that kind of explains like the weird lighting and direction of this whole room itself and whatnot. Also, do excuse the random echo into this room as well. So before I completely begin into this video, if you guys are new to this channel and if you haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing to my channel with notifications on. I upload brand new videos every single Friday. So without further ado, I am gonna go ahead and dive right on into this topic. And technically speaking, I know that some of this stuff might not be the exact great best advice ever when it comes to Valentine's Day, but I'm just giving it a shot anyway. So for those of you who do not know, for as long as I could remember, I've always been a bit of a hopeless romantic at heart. I do love the idea of being in love and actually falling in love and all this other type of cheesy, corny related stuff. I absolutely find it to be a bit romantic and just very heartfelt, and I love watching romance movies at times, which is another one of my guilty pleasures, I'm not gonna lie. However, thinking about this back then, especially when I was a teenager and always wanting to have a partner in my life, and you know, during that time I thought, you know, it absolutely sucked that I had this day to actually look forward to. And you know what, it absolutely sucks because I basically had no one I could spend Valentine's Day with at that time. So during that time of the year, I would just feel really down in the dumps and I didn't really knew anybody, or I was too afraid to ask, you know, a few friends of mine, guys or girls, to particularly be my Valentine's Day. And you know what? During that time, I would absolutely hate that day. I would absolutely despise that holiday with like a pure fury, burning passion. And well, at that time, I thought it was mostly like a boyfriend-girlfriend type of day where people would go out and go to a nice dinner, maybe to a movies, or to give your special someone some flowers or chocolate or whatever else people do on Valentine's Day. And I would always felt really bummed out because I didn't have anybody at that time that I thought I could spend this special day with. But then somebody randomly pointed this out years ago when I was in high school, and basically somebody told me that it doesn't necessarily have to be a boyfriend, girlfriend day. It can just be a day in particular where you can just, you know, spend time with your friends or, you know, hang out with your family and let them know that you appreciate them very much. And it's really funny that someone pointed that out because I never really did thought of it that way. I never really did thought of it as like a more appreciation type of day, you know, and one of my relatives ended up pointing that out, and that was something I never did give much thought of. So if anyone is really single on Valentine's Day and you absolutely hate and despise Valentine's Day with all your heart because you don't have anybody to spend time with, instead of just thinking it as like a boyfriend-girlfriend type of day, think of that day as more of a, what's the word I'm thinking of at the top of my head? Appreciation day, if you will. Just really take the time to spend time with the people you care about, and it doesn't necessarily have to be with a boyfriend or girlfriend. It can just be with friends and family too. And that's something I never thought of before, and until this very day, I've looked at it as more of like a positive thing. For people who are taken or single, that's another good way you can actually think about Valentine's Day. So if you don't have anyone special in your life to spend time with, there was always options of just hanging out with your friends and family and doing real fun stuff together. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like a boyfriend-girlfriend thing. It can just be with just, you know, people that are special in your life outside of dating and whatnot. So that is really something to keep in mind of when it comes to Valentine's Day, especially for those of you who are single and absolutely hate that day. Also, another thing to think about is, you know, it's just a day pretty much. It doesn't necessarily have to be something worth celebrating about, but for those of you who are thinking that it's something to celebrate with someone special, it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. It can just be, you know, spending some time to show how much you appreciate that person, and that's another positive way to think about it. Always remember that there are people out there that really do care about you regardless if you're taken or single. Just know that if you absolutely hate and despise Valentine's Day very much, just remember that there's always people in your life that really do love and care about you the very most. And by people that love you, I do mean people like your friends or your family to really think about. Just always remember that these people really do care about you and that they absolutely love you for the person that you really are. Whether you feel bummed out on Valentine's Day or in general, just any other day pretty much, just remember that there's always going to be someone special out there that are just waiting for you. You may not have met them yet in particular, but I do guarantee you that one of these days you are going to meet someone very special, and they are going to be so lucky to have you, and they're willing to give everything to you regardless. And remember, a relationship is not one person chasing the other. It's two lovely people together. And really, that's all that it really takes. So for anyone that feels rejected, for those of you that feel bummed out about not being with someone, just remember that one of these days, and I really can't tell you when that'll happen because obviously I'm not a fortune teller. I can't read your future for you. Just remember that that special person is waiting for you out there somewhere, and it doesn't necessarily have to be on Valentine's Day. It can be with any other day. Just remember, guys, it's not the end of the world when it comes to days like that, or when you see real happy couples. You know, there's always someone out there for everyone. Just think about how your mom and dad met, your grandparents, your aunt and uncle. They eventually found someone, and eventually it'll be your time to find someone very special when the time is right. It's just a matter of where and when. Another important thing to think about, regardless if it's on Valentine's Day or any other day, just remember to be yourself and love yourself, which I know is very cliche and eye-rolling, but it is so true. I think it's really important to love yourself first before you can learn to love someone else. And you need to take your own happiness first before you can, make others happy, which there's of course nothing wrong with trying to make other people happy. But I think it's also important to focus on what makes you happy and what you enjoy doing, whether it's interests or hobbies of some kind. The simplest pleasures in life can really make a difference, and sometimes these simple pleasures in life can be something that really ultimately makes you happy. It's always important to really love yourself and to be yourself and do whatever it takes to make you happy. And of course, like I said again, it is just a simple, ordinary day. For those of you, especially that don't give a shit about Valentine's Day, but for anyone who's single, just remember that there's always going to be a brand new day, and really to think about it, it's just another day, and it's nothing to worry about or stress too much about. Just focus on yourself and spend time with the people that really do matter the most to you, because that is what comes first and foremost, is these things before you can learn to love somebody else. So I'm in a different location right now because, number one, my brother's girlfriend finally came home. And number two, I'm gonna be wrapping up this video real fast, and I wanted to do my little bit of an outro and of course import my videos on my computer back there, because that's what I'm gonna be doing after I'm done filming anyway. So anyway, with that random chatter that I have just carried on about, I know this was a somewhat short video that I thought I would kind of explain for today. I haven't done one of these little advice videos in a very long time, and of course with Valentine's Day that's coming up relatively soon, just around the corner actually, I thought I would just kind of tackle on this subject to kind of get out my little personal advice to you guys that are single on Valentine's Day, and for some of you that feel bummed out about Valentine's Day, I hope this video managed to cheer you up somehow to think real positive about Valentine's Day. For those of you who are single, or for those of you that don't have any, special someone in your life to spend time with, I hope that little piece of advice helped you out in some way, shape, or form. But regardless, I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to share overall for today's video alone. Be sure to sucker punch that like button down below. Comment down below as well. Let me know what it is that you guys plan on doing for Valentine's Day. Do you love Valentine's Day? Do you hate it? Do you absolutely not give a shit about Valentine's Day? Also leave in the comments down below if that little piece of advice helped you out in some way, shape, or form. Of course, if you guys are completely new to this channel, and if you haven't done so already, please do dedicate the time and effort to subscribe to my lovely channel, join my little army of darkness, and if you hit that notification button, you will be updated with brand new videos every single Friday. And of course, if you guys are interested in following me outside of YouTube, all of my social medias will be listed in the description box right down below, if you are indeed interested in checking them out yourself. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a completely chill week, an awesome day or night, and I will talk to you all soon in the very next video. So until then, stay completely dark and so fucking brutal and awesome, my friends. Take care. Bye for now.